Enjoy the show. Real Family Talk. Hello. Welcome to another Tuesday night, 9 p.m. So, of course, it is Real Family Talk. It's Tuesday. I'm on vacation. I'm feeling good tonight, y'all. That's all I can tell you. I'm feeling good tonight. Blessed as always. So just let's get started here. Let's go ahead and welcome my panel here tonight. Got a bunch of familiars here tonight. We got Jeremy behind those boards over there. How you doing tonight, Jeremy?
I'm good. What's going on, family?
Oh, we got Mr. Micah King is in the building.
All right.
We got Miss McCray is here. How you doing, Miss McCray?
Hola.
And as always, we got Miss Monica here tonight as well. How you doing, Miss Monica?
Doing good.
That is awesome. And y'all feeling good like I'm feeling good tonight? It is Tuesday, y'all. It's Real Family Talk.
I know you feeling good. You got a vacation.
Right, you on vacation. Right.
Yes, been relaxing all day. Well, let's go ahead and get started here. Just a couple comments real quick. The big news, of course, the Supreme Court handed the ruling down on health care. I'm gonna leave that alone tonight, though. Because next week, look for it. We're gonna do a show about health care and the Supreme Court ruling. We're gonna bring in a lawyer. Hopefully, I think it's confirmed, but we will definitely have it confirmed before next week, hopefully. But we'll bring in a lawyer. We'll have the panel will be here. Have a couple extra people I'm inviting to come in and talk as well, and we'll talk about healthcare. We'll break it down, what it is, what it isn't. We'll find out how the panel feels about it, although I already know. But we'll let them speak on it next week. But that will be next Tuesday, July 10th. So we'll do that on July 10th. So I'll leave that one alone. A couple comments, though. Of course, here we go again. Dwight Howard, Magic.
Mm-hmm.
He said he wants to go back to the Nets. He's made it official, apparently, again. He's made another request to be traded to the Nets. Y'all, I mean, is it time to just send him on and yes, move on and yes, say forget about it? It's just not going to work.
You know, it's like that in a relationship. It's like if the man don't want to be with you, if he's giving you many reasons and blatantly telling you, look, I don't want to be with you no more. He don't want to be here. So right now, I mean, go ahead. I can't do this
I don't think he's going to go, though. I don't think they have the money to pay him.
Right.
Who doesn't have the money to pay him?
Deron Williams.
The Nets got the money.
He just signed. He just re-signed for $98 million, 5-year deal.
He can't sign until July 11th.
Well,
I guess he's made
his commitment. So if they
and then
do
Joe
sign
Johnson
him,
just
they won't have enough money.
$90 million deal.
Well, they just traded to get Joe Johnson.
Yeah, the trade was pending Deron Williams signing. So if he signed, I mean, the trade went through.
Yeah.
But they also have a preliminary trade in the works for Dwight to make him be able to get there.
Well, I heard that they were offering, what was it? I think Brooke Lopez.
Don't nobody want.
No,
I can't think of it.
Because the Nets were actually, if Dwight wouldn't come, they was going to re-sign Brooke. So trust me, Brooke ain't no slouch.
He ain't no Dwight.
No, he's not Dwight, but he's a good centerpiece. He's a good centerpice for
a team with a bunch of superstars already.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere.
And you want to start with Brooke Lopez.
Brooke Lopez is. I'm saying he is good enough.
Well,
to at least attract people here to say.
You think so?
No. Skip to Malusa. He ain't coming back.
And Brooke
Lopez. He whatever, man.
The other guy they have,
y'all got to pay attention.
They forgot the other guy they had in the trade was Humphreys. They got Chris Humphreys. They say as a part of a potential trade.
Yeah, you got
and
Chris
also
Humphrey,
Brooks. I can't think of Brooks.
His name Marshawn Brooks. He played very well last year.
Was also as a part of that potential trade, and then I guess some future first round picks. But I heard the picks are maybe in the 20s though.
Potentially
in the 20s. They say
nobody is coming in the draft. You got to get a 3-way trade. If you're gonna give up the best center in the NBA right now, you need to get something for it.
You are getting something.
Big thing.
No, you ain't.
You're getting cap space. That's what you're getting. They're rebuilding.
Again?
Right.
They rebuild as a Shaq.
Right.
Yes, exactly. Every team in the league rebuilds.
The Lakers ain't rebuilding in a minute.
Yes, they are trying to.
But this would be
because they're in the sweeps to try to get Dwight.
This would be the fourth, if you including Tracy McGrady, marquee player that the Magic has let go.
The Magic is
Well,
they
haven't
have
let them
always
go.
been
They've
they
actually
gone. The Magic is that
But
team that
giving them
had Steve
reason.
Kerr. They that team that had Ben Wallace. They that team that always, if you want your teammate, if you want your player to be good, send him to the Magic. Let him learn how to play,
Let us pamper.
and then he gonna go somewhere else and he gonna ball out. Every player from Mike Miller. Okay, everybody except Courtney Lee, and Courtney Lee not on a good team. But you can go to what's the buddy name who played for
Courtney
Boston
Lee still
right
been
now?
playing good ball.
And still been balling.
Brandon Bass.
Brandon Bass.
Brandon, not Brandon Bass. The other dude, who hit all the threes and played defense for Boston right now. Michael Petrus.
Oh,
You had Mike
Petrus.
Petrus was balling.
Yeah.
Man,
They say
it's so
he
many
had a problem
players.
with Van Gundy though. They say him and Van Gundy.
Everybody had it's the problem with the Magic. Okay,
Come
Ben
on,
Wallace
guys.
was sorry when he was playing for Orlando. He leave Orlando. Now this man a superstar, all-star, shot blocker. You had Steve Kerr at Orlando. I was like,
No, that's because you see you had good. That's what I'm saying. You had good GMs. They were building teams. Detroit needed defensive rebounding to put their team together.
and
They
then
traded
looked
for
at
what
the
they
Magic.
needed.
Let's go to the
Well-
Magic.
Yeah,
I know
because
the Magic got
and the
somebody.
Magic and the Pistons sent Grant Hill here. That's when they put T-Mac and Grant Hill here.
No. The Magic were dumb for picking up on Grant Hill. This man was hurt. This
Yeah, he
man
was
played
hurt.
4 games
No, what was
in a
dumb was
9-year career with the Magic.
what made them
and got
dumb. They
paid.
trying to hurry up and rush him
Are
back
they
instead of letting
done
his ankle
paying
heal.
Terry Catlett? I think they just got done paying him.
you crazy.
Hopefully now
Hopefully.
with the
Terry
new
Catlett.
GM, they have a new GM. Hopefully he can try to do something because this is getting out of control. I'm not going to be satisfied with anybody they bring unless it's another person on Dwight's level, which is
It's just not gonna
far
happen.
cry. Exactly.
That's just unrealistic.
Yeah,
When
that's
you
not
get a
gonna
new
happen.
GM,
I still
you're gonna
think we do
rebuild.
better than Brooke Lopez.
When you
Thank you.
right.
Like
who you gonna get?
Lopez?
But who you gonna get?
That's the
know.
problem.
Who you
Don't
gonna get?
I mean,
he
like
don't
you
need to
said, there's a
go.
bunch of teams out there that are at least thinking of potential trades. All I'm saying is, just because he wants to go to the Nets, we should at least look at some other teams. Hopefully, and I'm sure that they are.
Yeah, they
I'm
are.
not saying that
The
they
Lakers are out there.
But,
The Rockets
but I think
are out
there's
there.
better teams that have better pieces that can be added to Orlando than a Brooke Lopez. And even like with that potential trade that I read, one of the things they were talking about is like Humphreys was going to be in the trade, but really Humphreys was a piece that was going to probably be a part of hopefully a 3-team deal that would send him elsewhere. So the only players that we'd actually get would be those future draft picks potentially, and then Lopez and then Brooks, I guess. But I don't know. I just think there's better pieces out there that might be able to, because again, we're rebuilding. I agree, but we need to bring somebody here that's gonna actually excite the fan base. And I'm looking at the fan base. I don't think the fan base is gonna get excited about a Lopez,
It's a
a Brooke
rebuilding
Lopez.
process, y'all.
So
Patience,
we'll
people.
see. But let's see. We got a caller.
Don't
But,
talk about Dwight.
Right. Dwight is breaking my heart.
But we'll see what
Caller.
happens. Hello.
Hi,
Hi. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing all right. What's your name tonight, caller?
Is mommy there, grandma there, or Monica there?
Pardon me?
There is a Monica, but I'm not
Is
questioning.
Monica there?
This is Real Family Talk on 1680 AM radio.
It is not, but if you say so, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, ma'am.
it is.
You're live on the air right now. What is your name?
are.
All right.
All right. I see we need to be
Wow.
screening our calls.
Yeah,
there,
who
gentlemen.
is screening those calls?
All right.
But that's all right. So
Let me
anyway.
find low
I
down
hope
first.
you
Hey, we got a
find-
caller. I just picked the phone up.
Hope you
But,
find Monica, man.
we'll move on. We'll take care of that. Fix little minor issues.
Yeah.
But you can call 407-894-1680. 407-894-1680 is the number. Before we get to our topic of the night, we're going to talk about how black women are being portrayed on television. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. But I was listening to something on the radio on yesterday, and it kind of just brought my attention and said, what do people think of that? And what it was is they read a excerpt from a Frederick Douglass speech that he gave in the late 1800s. And I'm going to read you a part of that, the excerpt that they read. It said, what to the American slave is your 4th of July? It says, I answer, a day that reveals to him more than all other days in the year, the gross injustice and cruelty to which he is the constant victim. To him, your celebration is a sham, your boasted liberty an unholy license, your national greatness swelling vanity. Your sounds of rejoicing are empty and heartless. Your denunciation of tyrants, brass-fronted impudence, your shouts of liberty and equality, hollow mockery, your prayers and hymns, your sermons and thanksgivings, with all of your religious parade and solemnity, are to him mere bombast, fraud, deception, impiety, and hypocrisy, a thin veil to cover up crimes which would disgrace a nation of savages. There is not a nation on earth guilty of practices more shocking and bloody than are the people of the United States at this very hour. So like I said, this was an excerpt from a speech that he gave in which he was discussing with a group of political individuals the plight as it relates to the 4th of July and obviously the Black American. And so the question that they posed, and this is the same question I want to pose here today. So this is how he felt in, like I said, the late 1800s. How do we feel today? Do we still feel that same kind of angst? Obviously not to the level that he did, because we don't experience the things that he experienced in those particular times. But do we still have some of that same angst towards the 4th of July? Or does it actually kind of carry on the more traditional feeling for Black Americans? I'll respond first, and then if any of you guys want to, again, you can give us a call and give us your opinion as well, 407-894-1680, 407-894-1680. So my comment to that is, to me, I certainly understand the angst that Frederick Douglass felt in his particular time. That makes sense. But I think today, for me, when I think of the Independence Day, I do also think that things are definitely better. I definitely think our freedoms are obviously a whole lot better. And we deserve to celebrate independence just as much as any other man that lives in America, is what I think. And I think while certainly there are strides that can be made, I think if we just work together as a people, whatever strides we're lacking, we will sufficiently take care of, regardless of how the country will change. And so that's my opinion. So I think we are free. I think we have every right, as everybody else in this country, to celebrate independence. And I don't feel the angst or think the angst is warranted in today's society. That's what I think. Anybody else want to comment on that?
I guess I agree with you, J-Real, that although, I definitely understand the anger and kind of, what he had to go through in celebrating or in that era, and how it may have seemed very superficial to celebrate independence when they probably were not very independent at that point at all. But we have definitely come a long way. And although that wasn't our true Independence Day, that we still have many liberties that many people across the world do not have. And so there's some value in celebrating us just being an American and being here, because there are many people that want to be in America that can't get to America. So I don't see, it being a problem, really, to celebrate independence now.
And then even on a superficial level, honestly, if you poll people on Independence Day, I don't even think they remember it's really the celebration of our country's independence. It's about cookouts, a day off,
fireworks.
Well, we're going to market it and capitalize.
I mean, but
especially that day off.
Yeah. So
for some people,
when you think about
time and a half,
looking at it from his perspective, to even think about it like that, it's like, okay, it makes you sit back, but really, pass the chicken, mac and cheese.
Let's celebrate.
Let's celebrate that. Let's celebrate this day off. It's sad, but people don't think about that.
No, a lot of the holidays, like President's Day.
Yeah,
you
don't really truly understand or appreciate what these holidays are for. It's a day off.
And that's about it, huh?
Yes.
It's not even that deep, huh?
Yeah.
You know, that's interesting that you guys say that, because listening to some of the callers on the program I was listening to, the thing that really caught me is because they were calling in, and obviously they didn't have the angst of Frederick Douglass, but they did feel the angst of, this is not a day to celebrate because of some freedoms that we have as Black Americans. And so they were, kind of disgusted. Sure, they appreciate the day off. Sure, I'm sure that they went they're having barbecues, but they don't feel the freedom or I guess the nature of the freedom that we're supposed to have in America. And so that just kind of like, wow, people aren't feeling the freedom in America. That just kind of brought me, and that, that's why I wanted to bring it up, because I really never felt that kind of angst towards freedom, or July 4th, if you will. So just thought I'd see what people had to say, see if anybody else was kind of feeling like some of those callers, or what it was. So if that's what it is, it's a day off. It's Wednesday, July 4th, a day off, good barbecue, mac and cheese.
Good
Family
food.
time.
Family time.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
so that's what it
kick it.
is.
It's
You
a
fourth
cookout.
of some fireworks, right?
Fireworks.
Some firework tents
Yes.
out there.
The competition is who got the biggest and baddest fireworks in the neighborhood.
Is that what it is? Competition? Who got the biggest and baddest fireworks? All right. Well, there it is.
And how many people can you hit with them?
Okay.
Nobody cares, I guess.
All right.
All right. We'll move on. So let's talk about Black women on television. Again, 407-894-1680 is the number. 407-894-1680 is the number. So Black women on television. I've watched television, and I've kind of been reading some different things on the internet about the portrayal of Black women on television, and I must say, overall, okay, most of it is not in a good light. Okay, most of it is not in a good light, because most of the Black women that are on television today are on reality TV, and on reality TV, I can't think of. Maybe I can give you 3 people. But I don't know. I think that might be pushing it. But maybe I can think of 3 people who actually, and I'm talking about Black women, of course, who actually portray themselves in a manner in which you would go, she seems respectable. Most of the women that they put on television, you just look at them and you go, really? Is this the best we can do? Is this all that we can represent? Is this what Black women are? Ladies?
Okay. All right. So, first of all, when you think of reality TV, I discount that anyway, because they're going to act a fool. So those women, let's talk about scripted television network. In the fall, we are going to have 3 African-American females in a leading role on all 3 networks. NBC will have Infamous with Megan Good. CBS has Taraji in Person of Interest. And ABC has Kerry Washington in Scandal. So that, when you look at TV in that light, it's an improvement. These are strong Black characters in demand. I think it's 2 cops, and then Olivia Pope is an investigator. So when you think about it that way, now when we got to work, we have a lot of work to do when it comes to that reality stuff.
I think that's a system set up, of course, because, I think that they put these women in light because, even in any reality show, they're going to interview you and see how you're going to conflict with all the other people that's going to be on the reality show.
Yeah, they want ratings.
Just to get the ratings up, just like Bad Girls Club or the people that they put on, Love and Hip Hop or whatever. They want you to fight. They want you to kick, act a fool so the younger generation can see that and want that because, I think that's what they're doing with a lot of Black women. They always make the Black women look bad, in my opinion. They make the white women look dumb and make the Black women look bad. And that's just how TV has been doing it for years.
I feel like VH1 doesn't like Black people.
They're owned by BET.
I really
No, they're not.
No,
They're owned by
Viacom.
They're owned by Viacom.
I'm sorry. You're right about
And
that.
BET is also
is owned by
Viacom.
Viacom.
Right.
You're right about that.
But I think they do not like Black people.
I don't know if it's changed, but when VH1 format started flipping and they started playing more, up to date music and all those things, the head of VH1 at the time was a black woman.
Oh my God.
Well, something that I know is slightly off topic, but kind of what you first started saying, how there's more women that are playing positive roles. I kind of started to look at how commercials had changed and how movies had changed and television shows have changed since President Obama has become president. And you notice that there are a lot more positive role models in the media now that he has become president. Like Honda had its first, I don't think I've ever seen a black person on a Honda commercial until about a year ago. It used to be the cartoon guy, and then there were two black people, and they were the stars of the commercial. And then Macy's had, right after, I think, the inauguration, they had a president's sale or what have you, and a couple other commercials where there were many more African Americans that were on commercials. And so I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yes.
And I think that is, that has helped, definitely. But before then, everybody, a lot of the characters, whether it was in reality shows or not, they were just, that stereotype of, she gonna roll her neck and roll her eyes and be loud and obnoxious. And even like back in the day, BET had that one like caricature person that used to, I don't remember exactly, but she used to be real.
Oh, you're talking about Sita.
I don't remember the name. I can see the face.
Yeah, that was Sita.
The cartoon
Sita was funny.
They introduced videos.
I used to like Sita.
Sita was sexy?
Sita was very sexy.
Okay.
Sita was sexy.
But it was, everybody thought that black women just act like Sita. Every black woman acts like Sita. And I think to this day they still kind of have that kind of undertone of, when they see a black woman come into, the room or behave a certain way, oh, here we go, we need to calm down because she might start rolling her eyes.
Right.
And we got you, girl. Like, you don't need to address me like that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So they have that stereotype of, oh, this is how black women act.
It's a lot of stereotypes that are true, though. I seen this this very great movie called "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker."
Okay.
And it defined.
All right.
That was
it showed you
black cinema at its
when
best.
I was younger, I never understood when he met the girl
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
at the diner.
that was the joint.
And he took her from the diner and took him to her house to watch a little television. And then she took off her eyelids. She took off her legs.
She took off her legs. Took her
She
eyes.
took off her eyes.
She took her body off.
She took everything off. And I was like, I was younger.
Took the wig off.
She took the wig off. And then she started hopping after him. Right?
Where you going?
Where you
But
going?
I never understood that until I got older, and I realized that a lot of the stuff that women wear, it's not yours.
That's not true. That's not true for all women.
Why is it that women say that? Not all women.
Look at us. Look at the two women that are in front of you.
Both of y'all got on contacts.
I don't wear contacts. I wear
looking
glasses.
dead at you with glasses on.
No, but it's, and granted, after the 90s, the whole weave thing became the whole, the artificial nation started off. But there's nothing wrong with that. If they want to have long hair and they can't grow long hair, buy the hair.
Buy the hair.
But
if you short and you want to be tall, buy the
heels.
If you did, but that's just the way for women.
But that doesn't mean every black woman has those things and does those things, and it doesn't mean it's a black woman thing. It's not a black woman thing.
It's not.
Britney Spears wears weave.
I'm about to say the same thing. But you look on that, they have women that aren't black that are on reality shows that act a fool also.
Yeah.
Because like I say, on Bad Girls Club, I think it might be one black girl, if that, on there, and they all act a fool on Bad Girls Club.
They be tripping.
They are. But like I said, I think it's all aimed at the youth to try to get the youth to act a certain way.
And that's the saddest part, because that's who's watching it. That's who's
and
eating
that's
this
it.
up, and that's how they're behaving.
Because most people, 25 and above, are watching Infamous and Persons of Interest and Scandalous. But you don't have anybody in high school, in middle school, and elementary school watching those shows. They're watching the reality shows, and that's where they're learning their personality from. You know, I used to watch Tiny Toons, and now I got my personality from Bugs Bunny and Daffy. Don't nobody watch that no more. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Don't nobody. They don't know what the Tasmanian devil is.
Well, let me ask you.
Tasmanian devil. Who is that?
Let me ask you this though.
Coyote.
You know, speaking of reality television, what you've seen, I mean, yes, you have, you know, kind of like your Real Housewives of Atlanta. You have those, and you kind of have, like you said, the Love and hip hops and stuff like that, which you do kind of, and basketball wise, which you do kind of show women. Reality programs that show women, I would think they're showing you black women in a bad light in general, you know, because I don't believe that every black woman in the world has an attitude and a chip on their shoulder. So I mean that's not realistic. But when you think about what the counter to that, you know, the show with men like Mary and what's the girl name? Braxton's the Braxtons.
I don't know if you want to include the Braxtons.
I'm about to say, have you seen that show?
I was just gonna say
they got chips with each other.
Well, what I was gonna say, you know, these are supposed to be your alternatives. These are supposed to be, you know, the alternative to the basketball wives. And Mary is sort of that. I haven't seen all of the episodes. I've seen a few, and certainly they are definitely not like your typical reality program. But when you think about the Braxtons, I mean, that is like a hot mess of train. I mean, it could very well be called Basketball Wives or something.
They are not that bad.
When you look at some of the, come on, I mean,
not that
when you
bad.
Consider the actions of like Tamar. And what's the sister that has the cheating husband, or is not cheating,
Trina.
or he is Trina?
Yeah.
You know, them two alone. I mean, they're about as bad as everybody put together on Basketball Wives sometimes. But figuratively speaking. I don't want to be literal, but you know, those are supposed to be the alternatives. If even then, you still seem to come across with this chip on your shoulder attitude of black women. And you know, and I had a comment for you, Miss McCrae, about Kerry Washington and Scandal. I like the show. I've seen the show. I've seen all the episodes that have been released so far, but I find it hard to put Kerry Washington on the side of a great character. Again, 407-894-1680, 407-894-1680. And the reason being is because ultimately her character, yes, she has good things about her, but she has a lot of flaws. I mean,
everybody.
The character is admittedly cheating on a married man who happens to be the president of the United States. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The wife knows about it. The wife says, if that's what's going to make him happy, I guess I'll let him do it.
Wow.
You know, I mean, and so, yes, she has some qualities where, yes, she does go out and help people. But to say that she's, you know, that's a great character to kind of,
She's
you know,
flawed, no doubt. she's
a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? She's certainly she cares about people, and so you know that's great. But she has that dichotomy where you know she's got a lot of good, but she's got some bad things as well going on as well. Because even in the show, you know, although she knows what she's doing is wrong, she's not trying to stop either. So you know, and she kind of has no shame about it at this point. It would seem, you know, just the way the character comes across. But so I don't know. I don't know how to take her character just yet, as far as being a great character for a black woman and kind of showcasing what black women are. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence on that particular character. I do like the person of interest though. That is good.
I think black people need a lot more shows on Lifetime, because if you go to Lifetime, you see a lot of good women on Lifetime, but you don't see any black women on Lifetime. You see maybe 5% black shows or black people, black characters on Lifetime, and that's really the only channel, that and Oxygen maybe, that portray good women all the time. Now the man is horrible. He always beating up on the woman, or cheating on the woman, or stepping on the woman's neck, or he doing something
buried in the backyard or something.
Yeah, he doing something horrible. But they portray women as angels, like, you know, they never do anything wrong. And I don't think you rarely see any black women on the Lifetime channel, and it's the network for women. Am I right?
Yeah, the Fantasia Barrino story come on once a month.
Once in a while. Like I say, 5%. Other than that, That's about it. I mean, other than that, you have shows like Jay Real was saying where, they seem good because, she's a good woman, but at the same time, they showing her dirt and everything else that she does, too.
Okay, a couple of things on that. It's a character flaw, like all of us have our flaws.
So you have yours?
Showing, of course. I'm not perfect, as much as I'd like to think so. Anyway, but the main issue with all of that is having African Americans in a leading position in the boardroom, in the writer's chair, in the director's chair, in the producer's chair, that can write characters like Shonda Rhimes. Her stories are what? Scandal, Private Practice, Grey's Anatomy. If you look at the black characters on her shows, though they are flawed because all humans are, they still are powerful roles. You have doctors, attorneys. What's the other show? Scandal is now, she's an attorney too. But she's the writer. She created these shows. She created these characters. That's when we're really going to start to see a difference in television, when we have more African Americans in leading roles in the boardroom that can create these wonderful characters, or even up in the boardroom in Viacom. Say no to these shows. I know it's a moneymaker, but at some point, I know if you're in there, Viacom executives, you got to be hard to sleep every night looking at this stuff.
Not when they getting their bonus checks for them ratings.
I just would feel awful putting out this stuff.
I saw an article where the president of Bravo, I believe he was the president, I think. But anyway, he was a high-level executive at Bravo. And he was commenting on, what goes on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And his comment was he didn't see anything wrong with it. And as a matter of fact, it made him smile. And so he didn't quite understand why people were, those that are against it anyway, why they were so upset. Because, he sees it as entertainment. He sees it as these women who are, in his mind, they're funny. And, of course, at the end of the day, certainly tens of millions are tuning in on a season basis, but enough people are tuning in to satisfy the profit margin that they need, and so these people are happy. They're not concerned about what others are thinking. They're concerned about those that are watching, and they're concerned about those people who do watch, who do love it, the advertisers who are willing to spend whatever the advertising dollars are to support that show. And as long as that's happening, they're going to continue to make those shows. And every time you turn around, they got another one. Yeah. There's a promotion going on right now for a show that they call The Mistresses of Atlanta or something to that nature.
What?
So it's just more foolishness, and what is the premise? The premise is these are the people who are sleeping with the famous people that but I'm not going to tell you who they're sleeping with, but trust me, they're sleeping with the famous people that it's so much foolishness going on that particular show that they even have a gay male on there who claims to have slept with, the famous people that and so the foolishness just keeps continuing. Why? Because people are going to watch that show. As sad as it is, they're going to watch The Mistresses of Atlanta, or however they phrase it. They phrase the show. Why? Because they want to see if they're going to catch a glimpse of that superstar, whomever they are supposed to be, that, this particular woman or male in this particular case is sleeping with, and so it's for pure gotcha, or maybe it's pure, your life is supposed to be so great, but look at, your mess or your closet or whatever the case may be. To speak to your point about how does it improve, you're right. It has to improve from the boardroom perspective, the writing room perspective. While I pride, and I love the fact that, Shonda Rhimes is doing her thing, and I think that's great. She's got 3 shows on the air. You have to compliment that. But even then, it's like, well, give me character flaws are cool. But does the character flaw have to be that you're sleeping with a married man? Does that have to be your character flaw? I mean, can it be something else? Because no matter how you put it, there's no positive spin on the fact that you sleep with a married man. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's a character flaw. Oh, it's okay because it's not your husband. But if it was your husband, it wouldn't be that okay. So the fact that that's her character flaw doesn't speak well of her character, because if she's as good as she says she is, she wouldn't be sleeping with a married man.
But hold on. Here's my issue though. Why is it that sometimes every time us black people come on TV, we got to act like we angels. Like we cannot be portrayed as real people, you know?
I don't have a problem with that.
Have to, but that's a real issue. There's a lot of black women out there. Well, it's just a lot of women, period, out there sleeping with married men.
It's a universal.
You know, so, I mean, why was... I think it's good she wrote that in there, to be honest with you. I mean, that's one of the probably make the show a little more eye-catching, you know, something just to pull people in, you know. But I'm sure as you watch, I haven't seen it, but I'm sure as you watch it, other things about the show is going to grab you, the plot and all that good stuff. And Kerry Washington, she's a very good actress.
It's a great show. I'm not saying it's a bad show.
I know, but I mean,
but it's not a great portrayal of a black woman either.
See, that's my comment.
I mean, it is
also,
what it is.
It's entertainment.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they have to have.
I thought you said it was based on a true story.
Well, that's shit. They're exaggerating. The main character is a true lady, Judy Smith. She ran this PR company for...
Still does,
excuse me. And big clients. She clears up the mess, crisis management. But, of course, to make it TV and watchable and entertaining, they have to create... It's soap opera. That's what entertainment does. Movies. It's fantasy. So they had to throw in some scandalous stuff. But... And then, again, who says she has to be the main leading, holding up the flag for all black people? It's just another example of, one, we have the 3 actresses in prime time. That alone, when can you say they were in leading roles on these networks the last time, if you think about that?
I can't think of a time
At
where,
the same time.
You know, not on major networks. No.
Right. So that alone.
I mean, you know, you had your UPN runs and your WB runs.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I'm talking about the big 3. ABC,
I don't know
CBS,
who's considering those real runs, but, you know.
NBC,
probably,
CBS, ABC.
what, My Wife and Kids? Was that the last thing?
Well, My Wife and Kids was on. That's true. But, I mean, just where you had just a bunch of black actresses in leading roles. In the WB and the UPN heyday, you did find that quite often. Yeah. Or at least they tried anyway. But certainly not on major networks. You certainly haven't seen it in that capacity.
Here's my concern. People believe what they see. And so if they only see black women in these reality shows or portrayed in these circumstances, they will, if they are not like us, they are not black, and they don't live in black families, and they don't see the black America and our community, they will believe what they see. They will believe that's how black women act. They will believe that's what they do. And so I think one of, like you mentioned with that executive with, Housewives of Atlanta, he thinks it's entertainment because he really thinks these are black women. What do you expect? You getting what you asked for. And so I think that is why he didn't really find a problem with it. And that's why he said it made him smile, because he doesn't think that there's anything unusual with what he has seen. And so then that shows the rest of America, these are just, this is how a black woman is supposed to act. This is what you should expect. And that's my concern about, what we have seen, whether it be a reality or not. You constantly are bombarded with, this is the kind of black woman you should expect to see.
And then eventually, as the youth grows older, that's what you're going to see. Because that's all they're seeing. Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially if, the mother is not very involved, or,
most
they
parents
don't
use
have
television as a babysitter. Like, you just sit in front of the TV, and I'm going to go and talk on the phone because I'm, only 5-10 years older than you anyway. So, they use that television as a babysitter. Just sit in front of that TV, and I'm going to go to the club.
Right. Grandma's going to watch it.
But that's my point. Shouldn't we want a character on television?
Exactly.
That, I'm not saying, again, everybody has flaws, but your flaw don't have to be that you you know what I'm saying? There's other flaws to have that are more natural than this particular character's flaw. Mm-hmm. You think about the character that Taraji Henson plays on Person of Interest. Certainly she has flaws, but as a character, what I'm saying, everything about that character you can find and on the up and up. You know what I'm saying? Her flaws aren't such that she's committing these heinous acts, these heinous moral acts, we'll say, as well. And that's what I mean. Why can't we have why can't we have more of those types of characters, even from scripted television, certainly from reality television? You know, why can't we find that character or that family that is on the up and up? And then every time you do find them, you find that typically they don't last long because, you know, they don't have any drama going on in their life. So, you know, who wants to watch, you know, a show full of non-drama? You know, who wants that? You know what I'm saying? So
nobody.
Because that's why I loved Ron's House.
I mean,
Ron's House had no drama, you know.
There you go. And that was successful.
That was a
one
great show.
That was one.
Took that right off the air. Keisha Cole had a good show besides her mama. Keisha was good. She was sane. She handled things. She got a new show coming out. You know what I'm saying? I always respect Keisha Cole. But, I mean, if it ain't no drama with her mama, don't nobody want to see that for some odd reason. I don't understand it, but...
We're going to find out in October, that's for sure.
I mean, you know, it's going to be some kind of drama between her and Buddy. You ain't LeBron left, now you ain't nothing. It's going to be something between that.
Well, you crazy.
LeBron. She's married to Daniel Gibson, who plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
He still play for them?
I believe he does.
So, yeah.
I believe he does.
I
know he's still in the NBA. He's definitely in the NBA.
Oh, okay. Now, he might be in the NBA, but I thought he was getting some splinters from sitting on the bench a little too long. I didn't know he still playing.
Wow.
He was on the practice team. I know that much.
A very good three-point shooter. Magic might need him. They cut Redick.
They cut J.J. Redick?
They might.
Oh.
They might. They still have to make a decision.
You know what?
They got a lot of decisions.
That'd be another player that they let go somewhere else, and that boy gonna ball. Are you serious? You cut J.J. Redick, you are a fool, man.
No, actually, what's going to happen is J.J. Redick. Sorry, we're getting off subject. We're talking about this another time. Talking about it another time. Okay.
I go on record. The Magic cut J.J. Redick. Please trade the team to Tampa. Okay, send the team somewhere else besides Orlando. Y'all sorry, man. I'm sorry.
As long as if you don't change ownership, don't make a difference.
Yeah, but we'll move on from the Magic. The Magic's gonna be all right. They got a new GM.
No.
He's bringing his San Antonio, Oklahoma City mindset. And so the Magic going to be all right. But 407-894-1680 is the number. 407-894-1680 is the number. You know, as an extension of television, of course, there's film. And, you know, what do you think about black women's portrayal as it relates to film? How do you think we're doing in that particular area, ladies? Start with you.
I think a lot of it is the same old, like, especially if it is a majority black film, you have the same stereotypes playing over and over and over again. And then, you know, there has been some roles where, you know, like for now I can't think of the name, but there have been some leading actresses that have gotten Oscars for their leading roles. But then there's been controversy with that as well, like Halle Berry. You know, her Monster Ball portrayal wasn't really the best. We have a caller.
But still, it's so many previous movies. I think I was watching Losing Isaiah the other day, and I think that's what she should have won for. I mean, it's so many movies besides Monsters Ball.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What? How you doing tonight, caller? What's your name?
Hi, my name is Michelle.
How you doing, Michelle? What's your comment tonight?
I think the roles of the black women that would they portray in movies, I think it depends on the person and their character. I remember a while back when Gabrielle Union said that she would never play lead roles because of the respect of her parents, and she wouldn't want them to look at one of her movies as specific. However, in the movie Eve, she was, like in the shower, I think, partially naked, but she said she would never play those roles. And like you all were just mentioning about in the Monsters Ball when what's her name won the award, she's done a lot of great movies. Why did it have to be that one where it looked degraded? For me, as a black woman, it was degraded.
Which Gabrielle Union movie was that?
No, she was talking about Halle Berry and Monsters Ball.
But what was the Gabrielle Union movie you named?
Oh, Deeds. She played in the Deeds movie where she was Tyler Perry.
Good Deeds.
Oh,
Good Deeds. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good movie.
That's one. I mean, it wasn't really degrading, but I remember her saying a while back that she would never play in a rated R movie because of the respect of her parents and just the way she is.
Yeah, she's a great actress also, but
I think if we continue to invest in those type movies and they choose to play those movies because of the money, then that's that's on them. But not every black woman is that way. There are successful black women, like for instance Michelle Obama, because she's intelligent and educated. It doesn't matter, but then they call her an angry black woman. So I think with black women, it doesn't matter whether we're good or bad. You're always going to be portrayed as that bad type person.
All right. Well, thank you for your comment, Michelle. Appreciate it.
Okay, bye.
I still think that Halle was in so many other movies.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That she should have won. But like they say, once you let Billy Bob Thornton, do some things with you in this movie, all of a sudden you win an award now for this. And it was not even a good movie.
It was awful.
It was like So you mean to tell me Pete Puff Daddy?
You thought it was a good movie?
Yeah, I like that movie.
Okay.
I mean the plot of the movie was understandable.
It was all right.
But the acting was like, are you serious? Like this is what y'all, you know what I'm saying, giving out awards for these days in 2020 whatever, 09? It was sad to me. I mean, like I said, Losing Isaiah was a great movie. She played a great role. She really drove me in with the character. I forgot it was Halle Berry that I was watching when I was watching that movie, and she should have won an Oscar for that movie, in my opinion. But in society today, they do not want the black woman looking too good, and that's the whole thing. They just try to degrade our black women, and that's just sad, in my opinion.
I don't want to validate her in that movie, but one of the things I think, and I think you're right, she did better roles, or at least better characters than what she did in that movie. Although she did a real good job in portraying the character that she signed up to play in that film, and so. Certainly Losing Isaiah was a great film that she did, but Monsters Ball and her portrayal of that particular character, she really did a good job in that. And for the acting that she was required to do, certainly, I think she deserved the Oscar for the film. Although, yes, you're right, there are other films where she did have characters that certainly you could look at in a more positive light. But the film, I didn't have a problem with the film. I thought it was all right.
I'm sorry, man. She was such a much better actress in Losing Isaiah than in Monsters Ball. Make Me Feel Good. Like,
X-Men 2, she was better in that one too.
X-Men
2. Storm.
Exactly.
She was the first black superhero.
She Catwoman.
I still think Gabrielle Union should have got the Oscar for Deliverance from Evil.
Okay.
I don't know about that one.
It was a good movie. It was hilarious.
I mean, I think Halle was a great actress in Boomerang. I throw it back. She was great in Boomerang. She was the chick that wasn't glamorous.
She was an Oscar worthy though.
Are you serious? When last time you seen Boomerang?
Yeah, it's been a couple of years.
Oh, okay. I got it on DVD. Come over and watch it with me one day. but it was just the whole portrayal of the black woman that you don't have to be glamorous to actually get what you want and succeed in life. Because in the movie, what's Mike Tyson's ex-wife name? She was the one Robin Gibbons was the glamorous one in the movie. She was the one that everybody just thought she was just gorgeous. But Halle was the one that you just kind of overlook her because she was cute. But then at the end of the day, she was the beautiful one that had the brain and everything that went with it, and that's how most black women are. That's why I love that movie, Boomerang, one of my favorite movies. Talks about the male and it talks about the female also.
All right. And so we got a caller. How you doing? What's your name?
Christine.
All right, Christine. What's your comment tonight?
Okay, what about the other movie she played in Strictly Business? She played that part too.
Well, say that name again one more time.
Business?
Strictly Business. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was a good film that she had as well. That was definitely a good film she had as well.
Strictly Business is a definitely good throwback that she was in also. Yes.
All right, God bless you.
God bless you also.
Not Oscar worthy though.
But
But no, I'm just saying that Monsters Ball. I agree.
Not.
The character that she had to play was horrible. It certainly didn't put. It certainly was not a positive looking character. But you got to admit that as far as acting goes, she did a good job.
I'm sorry. She was better in Baps than she was in Monsters Ball.
Right there.
She brought out that ghetto character in Baps more than what she did in Monsters Ball. Okay, when she had some gold teeth, she did so much better actress
Was that really?
than Monsters Ball. I'm so sorry. She was good in the Flintstones.
Wow.
The Flintstones was great.
Wow.
She was good in CB4.
Okay.
But you just like he was going off Wikipedia or something.
Look,
I'm just throwing out movies out there that she was just a great actress.
No, I like the one. What's the one she was in with Tommy Davidson? and Martin from Cosby. Strictly Business.
That's the one that
call.
Yeah, okay.
No, that wasn't Booty Call. That was Jada Pinkett.
She wasn't in Booty Call.
Yeah,
that was Jada Pinkett.
Oh, that was Jada Pinkett.
Yeah.
I'm bad we talk about Halle Berry movies.
Actually, Jada Pinkett was.
Wait a minute.
But Dorothy Dandridge.
Tamla Jones.
She was
excellent in Dorothy Dandridge.
She won the Golden Globe and the Emmy for that.
She should have won everything for that movie.
I don't think you can, for TV movies, you can't
Oscar's
be
not
nominated
up
for
for that.
Oscars. The problem with Oscars is because there is no representation of us on the board as a voter. That thing
it's not enough.
Not enough.
It's made up of 75% male white men and 98% Caucasian.
Yeah, they had voters. It's an obvious thing. They have to kind of get together and say, okay, it's time for such and such to win the Oscars. They've been around long enough to have a lot of good movies. You know, that's what happened with Denzel.
And that was that movie that he got an Oscar.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Training Day?
Yeah.
I'm not saying
it was a good movie.
I'm not saying it wasn't a good movie, but everybody knows he should have won it for Malcolm X.
He should have.
You know,
Hurricane.
He got the Hurricane too.
Please, let's not go down Denzel
I'm
list.
just saying, but
because Denzel has a list of awesome movies,
he won
but
off
still,
of the one that was
Training Day was an awesome movie.
It was a good movie.
I don't know what you say about it.
It was a good movie.
It's a good.
He played the character.
But
again, we gonna talk about an evil person. Right. You want to talk about Halle Berry Monsters Ball? I mean, come on.
Right.
The crooked of the crooked.
I'm sorry, but that's how police are.
Wait a minute.
That's how some police
we
are.
apologize.
Well, that's how some police are.
That's how some police are.
That's what the movie. What was American Gangster? That's what that movie was about. How he didn't take the money, and all the police looked at him like, "You don't take this money, dude. We can't trust you." But that's how it is when you're in the police force back then and now.
That's not how it is.
We apologize to all the police officers.
But going
back, some good people out there.
Getting back on topic here, talking about black women and their portrayal, because that's what we're trying to do here. Definitely trying to criticize the police. Police are great people. There are a lot of good policemen out there. Yes. And sure, there's bad apples. There's bad apples in every profession.
That's what the movie was portraying, is all that I'm saying.
But you know, but most 99.9% of the police officers.
I wouldn't go that high. I wouldn't go that high.
Moving on.
It's black women.
I'm going there. So black women though, that's what we were talking about. So black women, let's start kind of wrapping this up. I see we're kind of winding down on time. I'll start here. So and piggybacking on what you said, ultimately the portrayal of black women, I think in television today, there needs to be a better job. There needs to be a better job in television, a better job in film, and ultimately that job is not going to get done until we begin to create our own movements. When we begin to create our own television programs, there's a big push right now for television stations that are concentrating on black entertainment. Magic Johnson has one that he's working on. P. Diddy actually has one that he's at least a part of. I don't think he owns it outright, but I believe he's at least a part of the group. And of course, there's the TV ones, there's the BETs out there, and there's a few other bubbling stations out there that are kind of doing their regional thing in hopes of doing more of a national thing within the country here. And so as we get more access to programming, hopefully we'll see us have more access in the writing room and in the creation process, so that we can get characters out there that certainly, I don't have a problem with flaws, but I'd appreciate if the flaw didn't have to be, what is considered to just be morally reprehensible. That'd be nice. Be a positive character, have your flaws, but let's not make the flaw something that is just morally reprehensible. Because I think ultimately that only just adds to what the stereotype already is. And so that's certainly not helping anybody. Just because you're a lawyer, okay, that's great, and that's positive, but let's also make sure you're a lawyer that's on the up and up. Let's not have some morally reprehensible thing be the backdrop to your character. That'd be nice. Especially when you're being written by a black woman. so anyway, that just be nice.
Yeah, I'm sure all her experience with lawyers ain't been good though. So I can't knock her for that.
That role can be played.
Is she in the entertainment industry too?
It could be better. It could be better. But
it can always be better.
It can always be better. And so, like I said, once we get more of an opportunity to showcase, hopefully that would change. I have, kind of piggybacking real quick. Well, I'll let some other people comment and I'll come back to that. Anybody else, Miss Monica, Miss McCrae, any final comments you want to make tonight?
Well, I just think, like you said, we have to, get into where they're developing these films and movies and even books, and provide that information that they need in order to create a more positive black role as far as women go and even men as well. But I think also we need to demand as an audience some of those positive roles and not support some of these roles that are not positive, so that they can see that it is an issue for us. But if we continue to watch those same roles, even though we, talk about it not being something that we want to, have viewed upon society, if we're in part of the ratings, they're going to consider that we like it. So we have to stop watching those things as well and demand that those stations provide positive entertainment of black women and families.
You hit it right on the head. The more we watch, we can complain about it, but the more people watch it and we know about it, it's going to continue. Mm-hmm. So, we have to say no. Turn off the TV, change the channel. There should be a change the channel movement.
But you know what? That's actually not good enough. The reason I say that is the way to reach, especially when viewing television, you have to email, and you have to write letters, and you have to get on Facebook and Twitter or whatever you need to do, because that's the only way that studio is going to know there's a mass movement of people who don't agree with this programming. That's the only way it's going to change, because just turning the television doesn't really mean anything, because a lot of those Nielsen ratings aren't hitting our household anyway. So you really got to email and the social media to let these let networks know that you don't like this particular programming. And then another thing is change the channel and watch something else. I mean, like I said, you got the TV ones, you have you got the Word Network, where you got your preachers on there and different things like that. There are other things to watch.
Definitely don't let your kids watch it.
Yeah,
because even though you're not watching it, your kids are watching it, and their friends are watching it. Are they going to somebody else's houses and watching it? But like Jeremy said, you definitely got to start writing those letters, because I learned that commenting and writing letters is the only thing that they respect. Yeah, hitting them in the pocket, writing letters, and stopping your kids from watching and supporting these shows is the only way to actually get it off the air. Yeah, because it starts with Universal. It starts with the head, because they own all the studios. I mean, we can write all these great shows, but we still got to take it to Universal and all these other places to have the show recorded at. And if they tell us, no, we can't play it, we still have no say-so. So we got to get the Viacom and get Teen Summit back on the air and things to that nature.
Teen Summit.
Yeah, and another thing is, too, if you do take a look at these shows, you see stuff you don't like, pay attention to the commercials coming on. Write the advertisers. Because that's where the money's coming from, that the networks are generating money from their advertisers. So write these advertisers and tell them you're not going to buy their products if they advertise on programs like this.
All right, Al Sharpton.
Hey, I got to be Al Sharpton come up with to say good ideas. See, that's the problem now.
That is the problem.
That's the problem. Is that right, Mike?
Kicking us down.
That's it.
But you know who that is, though?
A brother throw that.
That's the brother who don't like Obama.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
And moving on. So we're going to wrap this up. Another great show here on Real Family Talk. Just a couple of reminders. Next week at the Experience Christian Center, there's going to be another debate. So if you are free from 6 to 8 p.m. on next Tuesday night, there'll be another debate. They're going to have the gentlemen and women representing districts 46 and 47, along with the state attorneys next week. And that's the House of Representatives, districts 46 and 47, along with the state attorneys next week, July 10th, 6 p.m., 8 p.m. Also, find us on Twitter, Real Family Talk. Find us on Facebook, Real Family Talk. Go check out the website, realfamilytalk.weebly.com. Got a couple of new blogs talking about Tyler Perry, talking about Spike Lee. These are great brothers in Black Hollywood. So go check those out. And as always, we'll be here next week. 9 p.m. We're going to have our big healthcare talk next week. So come in, join us for that. In a couple of weeks, we actually have one of those House of Representative candidates coming on the show as well. Name is Jason Henry. Check him out as well. ElectJasonHenry.com. Shout out to MyMikeScott.com, and Mike Smith also running for District 5 candidates for Orange County School Board. We'll see you next week, family. It's been fun.
WOKB, Winter Garden, Orlando.